Welcome viewers, welcome my good people. It's me again here at my, today I decided to show you everything about Michorani farm. We are at where I've planted Super Napier Juncao. This is a breed which was brought into our country. I understand the origin is China. It's fast growing, very green as you can see it. And today I am actually watering this Juncao. Wanjala, hii iko na siku ngapi?
Hii iko na mwezi moja na wiki moja.
Wanjala tells me, of which I truly believe because I'm the one who brought the stocks, which I was given by my good friend Fred Mwanzia, all the way from Zoila to come and plant here after I realized the Super Napier I had, the Napier grass I had was the traditional one which was not fast growing. Now look at this. This is Juncao Super Napier. The advantage of having Juncao Super Napier is because it's fast growing. It is high in animal protein. I mean animal crude protein. It ranges between 30 to 40% pure crude protein, which is very good for the development of your dairy cattle, or rather your livestock, pig, doper, sheep, dairy cows. This is the ultimate thing. So right now we are watering. We use drip irrigation. This is drip irrigation, as you may show my viewers. This is button irrigation. This is button irrigation which we use to drip it, to water it. This is 1.5 months old. Marvel at the size. It's actually the size of my arm, and it's only 1.5 months old. So I decided to change from my traditional Napier grass, which I got by the riverside, to now the much improved, fast growing Juncao Napier grass from China. Thank you, Fred, for giving me the seedlings and for making me embrace the idea. Initially, I saw it at his place, which is at Nzoila here in Kibwezi East, Makueni County. And at first, I thought it was maize. I thought it was maize he has planted, only to realize that this is Super Napier Juncao, the secret to dairy farming. So come along. Right now, we are trying to water. Right now, we are trying to water them using button irrigation. I will do a video on button irrigation for those of you who don't know what is button irrigation. This is the button. You only need to unwind, and voila, that is water. That is water coming out of it. This is all Juncao. This is all Juncao grass. Napier grass, Super Napier. I decided to use an area which initially was bushy. I dug some holes which are 2 by 2 feet long and deep, then added manure and the topsoil, and then planted my Juncao here. And so far, it has not let me down. Look at the size. This is Juncao. Look at the size. Super Napier. So what we are doing right now is to propagate. I water them through button irrigation, which never fails me. You may show my viewers these two buttons here, and this one which is dispensing slowly. Let me open it. Yes, there's that one which is dispensing slowly. That is now button irrigation, viewer. The advantage or the goodness about button irrigation is that it only dispenses water at the base of what you want to plant. In this regard, I dug holes in a row, then placed a drip pipe, and then installed the button drips for purposes of dispensing water where it is required. If you may show them. This is now a button drip. It is dispensing water where it's supposed to dispense. And that is the secret of my farming. I have a borehole, and I use gravity all the way from the highest point of this farm, and I open it through using some hydrants at that far end, and then voila, here the water comes. So come along. This is Juncao, Super Napier from China. You may see it from here. 1.5 months old. 1.5 months old. Super Napier. This is it. This is now my Juncao. Doing very well. Should you need a seedling in a very near future, don't hesitate to get in touch with me through my number 0722 762750. I'm giving it a stock which is of this size at Kenya shillings 20. At Kenya shillings 20. This is the secret. This is Juncao. Look at now my Juncao, the size, and look at the normal Napier which I got from the riverbed, which is the same size. When you look at this, they are a bit slim. They are more of grass. They are very slim. Their stems are very slim. Their leaves are equally narrow. And this is the same age with this Juncao. This is Juncao, the same age with this one. This is a traditional one. This is Juncao. Marvel at the difference. Look at the stem here. The stem is rather big. And this is only 1.25 months old. This is 1.25 months old. This is almost the same age, though after I trimmed it, it remained there. But now I have added manure. As you can see, there is manure here. I water them the same way, but you can look at the difference. This is Juncao. That is Juncao at that far end. Super Napier. This is the normal Napier, which me and you have, which we get from the riverbed or neighbors. I mean, this is very readily available, but there is so much difference. If you Google, you'll get to know that that Juncao is rich in protein more than this one. So look at this. I plan to change all this to Juncao from the seedlings I'll get from that far end. So this is now Super Napier, I mean the normal Napier. Okay, I may say it's still doing well, but much of it, I'm showing you a comparison between Juncao and the Super Napier, I mean the normal Napier grass. This is so thin. When it comes to stem, it doesn't have the content, I mean what is required as compared to Juncao. So come along, let me show you what it takes to be a farmer. This, my dear viewer, this is a must. When you have dairy cows or even dopers, I mean when you do any kind of zero grazing, it will be almost like a must for you to have Napier grass with you. And for it to be fast growing and fast yielding, Juncao is preferable to the normal Napier grass. Look at the leaves. The leaves are so small as compared to what I'm just from showing you. So at the far end, I have Pakchong 1, but it's not doing as good as the Juncao. Juncao is the magic grass. Napier grass. So kama zongwajala. Uhakikishe hizi umepatia maji, tukingoja mbegu ya ile tubadilishe. Patia maji kabisa. Sijui kama ile Pakchong ilikuwa hapa ilikauka ama bado iko. So this is the normal Napier. I've done enough an acre, 3/4 of an acre for purposes of my dairy cows. This place was originally unused. You can see it has indigenous trees. These are indigenous trees, but I like them for purposes of shade. These trees, I'm keeping them for purposes of shade because at times it requires 50-50%, 50 sunlight, 50% shade for it to prosper and for evaporation to stop high rates of evaporation. So come along with me. This is the normal Napier. This is just the normal Napier. At that far end, I had Pakchong 1. This is Pakchong 1. This is Pakchong 1 Napier. More or less similar to Juncao, but Juncao is high yielding and fast growing. This is Pakchong 1. from Malaysia. Juncao is from research by the Chinese, and Pak Chong Wan is a research by the Malaysian people, all Asian type of grass. This is our traditional grass, Super Napier, the African one. As you can see, it's not as yielding as Juncao or Pak Chong Wan. Wanjala huku mtaweka maji Unaona vizuri tu hakuna maji, si ndio? We have water. Kwa hivyo hakuna sababu, kwa vile mvua haiko karibu, ni mwezi wa 11 sasa tuko mwezi wa 8. So these things require serious watering. Sawa sawa. Na hizi vitu niambie wambua muje kuokota, hizi ndio za kondoo. Hii inaitwa, hii inatoka kwa hii mti. Hii inaitwa mwaacha. This is highly proteinous and it's loved by goats, doppers and cows too. So mtakuja kuokota hapa Hiyo gunia ya hii vitu inaenda 1000 kambo kwa soko. 1000 gunia ya hii. Hii we call it in our local language these are fruits. These are pods from this tree. We call this tree kimwa, and this is loved by goats, loved by livestock so much. A sack of this goes for 1000 Kenya shillings at the local market. So mkutane mkumbuke niambie wambua. So viewer, the purpose of my vlog was to show you a comparison between the normal Napier and Super Napier Juncao F1. The very best, fast yielding, fast growing, and this is what I'm inspecting right now. I told you in my channel I will bring everything so that we may share farming ideas together. So for comment, compliments, likes, if you need to share this to your friends, if you need to support the channel, please feel free to do that, because the purpose of my vlogs is to really bring you ideas in farming, and this was not to be left behind, because I wanted you to see what people refer to as Juncao as compared to the normal Napier. Look at how thin it is. And then let me take you back to the Juncao Napier. So wanjala hizo tuokote. I use button irrigation. This is button irrigation. That is an hydrant at the far end. This is an hydrant where I open for the water to start watering. This is button irrigation. It goes all the way. Then we place the drip lines, the button lines, vertically to the horizontal pipe which supplies all of them. So that is it. That is how simple I've mechanized my farm, so that we don't use hose pipes to flood. We use the minimal amount of water to drip this Napier grass. So come along, cameraman. This is the Super Napier. This is just a normal Napier. I think this section must be very, very wet or well watered. But my intent was to show my viewers the Super Napier itself. The Super Napier itself. This is Super Napier. Doing very well. Super Napier. Juncao Super Napier. Look at how good it is. I've intercropped with some bit of maize. If you notice, there is a bit of maize here, so that I don't waste water as it grows. But soon I'll remove the freshly grown maize for my cows and then leave it to grow. So, like I told you, Super Napier is very high in animal protein or crude protein. Its origin is China. That is where they researched and came up with this fast growing Napier. So the advantage of this Napier, vis-a-vis the old, the traditional one, is that immediately you cut them, in 2 weeks they are ready for another harvest. Right now we'll give them some time, and when they'll be like 2 months, we'll cut them for our cows. Then in another 2 months, no, 3 weeks, they'll be ready. 3 weeks, in 3 weeks, I mean 3 weeks, they'll be ready for another harvest. Now talk about when it's rainy season and it's all wet. These things are fast growing. When I saw them at my friend's place now, the man I'm referring to, Fred Mwanzia, at Nzoila in Kibwezi's constituency where I got the seedlings from, they were doing so well. Initially, I confused them to sugarcane or some maize, only to realize that this is Pakchong Super Napier. Look at the leaves. They store water. They have a bit of nettles, but of course not very harmful to your hands, and rich in animal protein. A stalk this size for you to go plant a seedling goes for Kenya shillings 20 from here Michorani farm, like my friend gave it to me. My friend gave it to me for free. I can equally give them for free, but for commercial purposes, a stalk goes for Kenya shillings 20. So this is Super Napier at its best. We are now drip irrigating. You may take the camera round, show them button. That is button irrigation. Sorry, I'm fond of saying drip irrigation. That is button irrigation. A button irrigator waters the stem of what you want watered. I mean, where you want the water to fall. That is the advantage of a button irrigation. There is no wastage. You only pour water where you need it, en masse. I mean, in a large area, unlike drip irrigation. I'll do a video comparing a button irrigator and a drip irrigator, for me to educate my viewers who don't know, or even who are not privileged to have such mechanisms in their farm, for them to know the difference. A button irrigator, you use it to grow your fruits, or where you've dug holes and you want each hole to be watered evenly, unlike a drip irrigation, which is closely knit and where the holes are spaced between 15 centimeters, 20 and 30 centimeters. There are 3 types, but I'll do a video another day for that explanation. For now, what I wanted to show you is the progress of my Juncao grass, Super Napier, for you to get to know that when it comes to really eating, these are some of the essentials. Juncao, high in protein. We get it, we harvest it freshly using a sickle, and then from there we take it to our chaff cutter, where we slice it into small bits and feed them on our cows. This increases the yield in milk production. It increases, it fattens your dopers, and it's basically a very nice concept which one should adopt. So this is now pure button drip irrigation. My target is the Super Napier, which we are doing here at Michorani farm. Look at how this one is dispensing all the holes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is pure button irrigation with a capacity of 40 liters per hour. There are 2 types. One which can dispense 70 liters of water per hour, and then there is another one which can dispense 40 liters per hour, and I believe there is another one which can dispense 20 liters of water per hour. We chose the 40 liters per hour so that we minimize on water usage. So this is now Juncao at its very best. For it, should you need to make inquiries, kindly feel free to get in touch with me here at Michorani farm. For now, let me end the video there, but before I end, it's my clarion call that you keep subscribing so that we may grow this channel together. For now, bye bye. See you in the next vlog. God bless.